Good evening, parents, students, and administration. Today I'm going to talk to you about the IDEA and IEP process throughout the school years in school district, how it runs throughout the state. So the first thing I want to talk to you is about parent and student involvement. I Having parents involved in a student academic and life skill is very important because it helps them to adapt to the life they are already processing through. Okay, so reading with your children at home helps them to improve their language development. It helps them with speaking properly. Um, like typical students would in a classroom setting, and we want our students to be able to get the best out of education as possible because we know they can succeed just like any other students as well. Also, parents can participate in school programs after school that if they are available. They can participate in family nights where they have bingo games, school scavenger hunts, something that very entertaining for them to be involved in to bond a child as well as in school. Get to knowing the staff members who help teach your child what they need to learn when they get older and throughout the school academic years. Okay, so also parents can be involved in volunteering around the school throughout the community. They can participate like being a chaperone if we ever have a trip to go on to. Parents can participate of being chaperones to help watch monitor the students as they have fun and learn at the same time. Not only that, your student with parents, you can also can help with social skills and classroom behavior. That way, your child can understand that there are some things you can do in school and some that you cannot do. And we want our parents to be very involved with our students because it's important, very important. And not only will it help the teacher to get a little breather as well, but also allow the administrator to understand where the student come from through their parents. So it will be a good bonding time with everyone. Another another thing I want to address is the IEP components. So the IEP component has several ones in here. I'm not going to include all, but I'm going to include most that are in there. So the purpose of the component for is stands for individualized education program that's special education teachers does a reading data for each student with disabilities. The purpose is to create an annual goal for the student with disabilities so they can learn throughout the school. And the second purpose is to provide serve for each student or what they need to succeed in their academic and life skills. And there are 10 that are involved within a component, but I'm only going to talk about 3 of them. Just to narrow down the time that we have, because we only have the 3 to 5 minutes. So, the first one I would like to talk about is measuring and reporting progress. This is collecting data of the student's academic performance. It tells the teachers how the student is performing in a certain subject they needs to work on, like math, English, science, social studies, related arts, anything that has something to do with the subjects in school. They are able to do on program by collecting data, which is very good for the students and also good for the teacher to keep track of their grades and in their academic performance. Another component is, let me see, it is an annual goal. It is a 12-month period plan for students to learn throughout the school year that is provided by the special education teacher who are certified, and they work very hard to create these lesson plans for each individual student, because whatever that student needs, the teacher must create so they can see their progress by collecting their data throughout the school year. And then at the end, they are able to tell the parents how their child is doing in the school, how their child is doing in the academic performance, which is very good because not only the teacher is communicating with the parent is being told what's going on with a child progress, which is really good in my opinion. And then the next one will be, of course, special education, which meets the child's individual differences and needs throughout the school year, or when they go home, we still provide service for them so they can, have a social life as well from school. And another one I would like to mention is the supplementary ads and service. This is to improve student access to learning and participate in academic activities. Let's say we go to the zoo, they get to go out and have fun, learn about animals at the zoo, or they go to a museum, learn about different cultures, African American, Caucasian, Asian American, Indian, so they can get to know what the world has for them when they become adults themselves, and they can already experience what they will see when they become adults, which is really good. And so there's a lot of there is a lot of things that happen with the IED and IE process, but I feel like it would benefit not only the teacher, it would benefit the student and benefit the parents, because it's helping them to know what they need to do um in the academic years and when they become adults. Now I would like to go into the evaluation process of the process. Give me 1 second because I will pull that out so I can explain a lot better. So for the referral and evaluate process, it is a 5 process combined together. So the first one is called, number one is identification, and pre-referral. A school must identify the problem of the student ability to learn in the academic areas they have problems in. Most times, teacher is the one who knows a student's problem while teaching. However, the teacher work with the student first before going to the next step. And a referral is to gather information about the student academic problem before sending to a special education coordinator. Number two, it is a parent notification consent for evaluation. It is based like a permission form for us parents to sign so that your child could get the service that they need for their academic performance. However, parent does not have to sign. Is their option whether they want their child to enter the special aid program service or not. So this with the parents if they want their child to participate or not. The third is the evaluation process. It's a couple or a few hours long to monitor the student during the assessment, and they do this in a classroom setting to see how the student is performing during that time. And it takes 60 days from the date to complete the referral process. So it will take some time for the referral to get through, but I'm pretty sure you most likely probably get in depending on the legibility of your students' uh, assessment when they evaluate them. Number four is special education determination. This is when the IEDA guideline decides whether your child qualified for the special education service or not. And if you feel like they need a reevaluation, you have the option to do so. The fifth is reevaluation. Is a want of special service to discuss like a reevaluate after at least 3 years. We got to wait at least 3 years to do another reevaluation to just make sure if your child still need a special education service or not. So please be aware that your child may or may not have the benefit of having the special education service depending on the the evaluation assessment. So, and not on this process decides whether your child need a service to continue or just modify a education plan for your child to function in the school setting to learn and so they can succeed in life. Now, for the legibility determination, there are two components, and these are if the student does not achieve their proper academic performance than a typical student. Let's say once he's reading real well, but there are words that he's misplacing or doesn't understand, or he misses his word, or he or she is not processing the words or seems like they supposed to at they development levels. And so that's what this is how special education will evaluate your child to see whether or not they'll perform like a typical student should be. And the next one would be lack of appropriate instructions in reading or basic information that typical students should know at the milestone level. Even though we all know that students learn at their own pace, but based on the milestone, this is where your child should have already mastered in that time frame. So we want to be able to your child to meet that requirement so they can be the best they could be in the future. Give me 1 second and I'm gonna pull up another explanation what we need to do. This is just going to take a couple seconds and we're going to get right back into it. As I am transitioning to another program, you can go off and take a little break for a little bit. You go get you some to drink, go get you some food, and we'll turn back in, let's say, about 15 seconds, 50 seconds or a minute, just to get your mind recuperate again. And we're gonna come back for the second section. I'm so sorry that this video may go over, but I'm trying to get all the information out in the best way I possibly can. Let's see. All right, my friend. I hope you all had a wonderful break as we go continue our process. Hope you enjoyed your break time, getting you some to drink, doing it anything you need to replenish your mind, and so we could get back into it. Another thing that I want to address, I'm sorry, excuse me. Another thing I want to address is the FAP educate FAPE. This is it's called Free Appropriate Public Education. The U.S. Department of Education defined FAPE a person with a disability, whether they are physical or mental impairment, which limit one or more major life activities. FAPE is designed to help students with disabilities to get the proper academic and life skills they need in the future. Majority of disabled students must with non-disabled students to adapt to other students or people so they can feel included and not excluded. And another opponent to go with is called least restrictive environment. This is where the students should be separate from non-disabled classmates and from home, family, and communities. The school district should place students with disability by the need of individuals, not by what the school offers. So we want to be able to put, your student in with students that also need help and their academic performance so they all can get help at the same time. In that way, they can also interact with non-disabled students so they can know, like, hey, this is what you need to supposed to be doing in a good possible way so you can have a good future as well. So the ongoing process between teachers and parents is parents are able to attend IEP meetings so they can understand what's going on with their children's progress between the special education teacher, administrator, and everyone that's involved with this child's education, so they can review everything your child is doing really well and what they need to improve on throughout the school year. And I'm going to show you the team that is on there. So on the IEP team, it is your education teacher. I'm going to show you on my phone. You got the education teacher. Then you have sending school district case manager. You have, of course, parents and garner involvement, as well as the student who also in the IEP meeting. You have the special education student teacher, and then you have the speech therapist and the transition service agency to be involved in the meeting, so they can also help your child, to be the best they can be throughout the school year and academic life. And the way that we do help your child in school, we have programs that help track the students' progress. The first one I would like to explain is IXL. I am very familiar with this because I'm in a school where I have students that works in these programs, and it helps them real well with their subject like math, science, social studies, English, anything they really need help on. This program will help them real well to succeed in life. And I'm going to pull up the IXL. So this is the IXL program that your child will use to help with their performance. They have all different grade levels, and it helps them by performance. I'm going to hit grade 5. And in grade 5, it allows them to do all that they need to learn in 5th grade in an accurate grade level, so they can get all the help they need. And it's a great program. It really is a great program. Very great program for your student. For a student, and it tracks their performance in school, which is real good. This is not the only one. We also have Clever, where they have different programs where they go to track their progress. You have iReady. iReady is a math site for them to do their math on, and they really love their math because I help them with their math while doing it. So it's really, I see their weakness when they are doing this program, and I also see their strengths while uses these programs ISL and iReady, which is very good for our students. And then we also have an annual review progress. An annual review progress is where the federal program requires that the IEP team must review each special education student IEP at least one per year, and can take place in a regular school year, so that everyone can understand and know information about how is your child or student is doing in the academic performance, what they need help in, and what they already improve on, which is really good for our students to be successful in life. And that what we as teachers, parents, and administrators are here for, to help our students no matter how hard it get, no matter how easy it is, we're gonna be there for them. Another component of this would be a prior written notice. This is a form for permission to evaluate your child. I have a worksheet that you will get from the school about your student, your child, and this is what you use to fill out, which is very helpful. So you get one of these. You don't have to read it. You don't have to sign. It's up to the parents for you to sign for your child so they can get the service they need to improve their academic life skills. Okay? And last but not least, there are related service that includes with the special aid service. We have audiologic service. We have counseling, early identification, interpreted service, orientation, parent counseling and training. We also have physical and occupational therapy. And there's a lot more related service that the federal government does provide, which is really good for the students to improve on the academic life skill, which is real good. Not only helps the teacher, it helps the administrator, it helps the student, and it also helps the parents so they can be all on one accord. And this is all that I have for you today about IDEA and IEP process. If you have any type of questions for me, you can always contact me anytime. And like I said in the beginning, teachers also take pride and enjoy in teaching your child the best that they can so they can be the best and succeed in life. And also have you involved because you with your student, your child all the time. So we want to make sure that they get the proper tools, tips, and advice they need to carry on as they grow old into adulthood. We and us as educators, we love you because our student is our number one priority as well as our parents. So parents, please, if your child really needs help in the academic or social life skills, please do not hesitate to ask for help because this will really benefit your child throughout their life. And I know it'll lift some burden off your shoulders, not only you, but teachers and administrators and the student as well. Because I know it's sometimes it can get tough knowing that your student have a disability, but we all here, we all human, and we all here together to help one another. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how easy it is, we're going to help regardless. And I thank you, my parents, administrator, Miss Amber, for listening to my video today. And I see you next time in my next video. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Do, 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 do. Boop, boop.